Take a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling.
Welcome to a very special edition of the SCMP Martial Arts Post-Fight Podcast. It's special for multiple reasons. First, because I'm in the studio in Causeway Bay, Hong Kong. I don't get to do this normally. And it's also special because I've got one of Hong Kong's most famous fighters right here with me, Alain Ngalani, the Panther. How are you doing, sir?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
I got to shake your hand. It's been a while.
It's been a while,
I'm not sure we actually met in person. So
actually, we didn't.
Yeah,
we did a lot of interview and podcast, but that was during COVID, and we did really separate.
Yes, this is much better, isn't it? And having a sit-down chat. And I've wanted to do this for many years because, like I said, there are not many high-profile MMA fighters in Hong Kong. I think it's yourself, and then you've got Sasha Polanikov, who fought in the UFC, and Ramona Pascal, fought in the UFC. So how does it feel to be one of those flag bearers for MMA in the city?
No, I mean, of course, it's been a thrill. I've always been excited to be, opening doors for all the other fighters, but also to be training and having, to know and mingle with, all the guys, around here in Hong Kong. It's been a blessing. It's been a thrill. So.
Yeah, I will definitely get into your backstory and everything and the past. But first of all, I just want to ask you about your recent work on One Championship, The Apprentice Season 2. I know you've just flown to Singapore and filmed some stuff. Maybe you can't tell me everything that happened. Yeah,
I can't tell you everything, but I can just say that I made an appearance in Singapore, filming for The Apprentice Season 2, and it was good. I mean, it was pretty cool. Although, I mean, I trained to go, and I thought that I was gonna have to appear and do something physical. So I spent a few weeks, training just to making sure that I'm gonna, kick some butt over there. But I got there, and the challenge was different. It wasn't physical; it was totally different, and it was a kind of a surprise and really fun. Yeah.
And Dom Lau is hosting again. How was Dom?
Dom Lau is hosting. It was good to see him. He looked good. He looked fit. He looked good. He's doing well.
He could be a contestant.
He could be a contestant. I told him that too.
Yeah, I called up with Dom a couple weeks ago in Bangkok. He's always good. But yeah, One Championship heavyweight star. You've been there since 2013.
Yes.
But we haven't seen you in the circle for now. I think it's a year or so, year and a half before.
Well, COVID happened. A lot of things happened, and so One Championship had to cut down on the show. And so not all athlete was able to be in showcase, and One Championship now has like a huge pool of athletes, and they were priority.
Yeah, COVID kind of slowed down your plans. I know you had a big planned fight with Vitor Belfort, the UFC and MMA legend. I think Nick, who's in the studio there, he even wanted to come and film you doing that. He wanted to make a little documentary on it, but it never happened. Yeah. How disappointing was that?
It was very disappointing. But you know what? It is what it is. Nowadays it's very, most of the sports or athletes are jumping into doing exhibition fight, and it's very famous. And I think that maybe down the line I'm going to meet Victor, if not in One Championship, surely for an exhibition fight.
But you're going to stay in One Championship for the near future, I imagine. You were just talking before we came on camera. You have a little bit of a return date planned? Yeah,
I mean, One Championship is my home, and me, I'm very faithful. I'm One Championship, been there for, started there in MMA, been there, and I like it there. So you don't change the winning team. So I'm gonna be there, and no plan going away for now. But if I'm doing something parallel, I'll be doing some exhibition fight as well, because I'm staying in the game. I'm always training and always putting up the work, and so I'll be doing, if I'm not in the cage, I'll be doing some exhibition fight.
Yeah, I spoke to you after that last fight against this man, the last Viking, Thomas Namo, and you said you were interested in another run at the heavyweight title. Is that still what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, right now, to be honest, the heavyweight is filled with powerful athlete, and I know it's going to be challenging. I love a good challenge. I'm not scared of a good challenge, but I just drop down weight and go down to drop down to light heavyweight. I thought that for a heavyweight, I mean, you can see with Namo, for a heavyweight, I'm one of the smallest guy over there. So I'm weighing around 225 when they're walking around at 240, 250. So I thought my natural weight is kind of around the light heavyweight. So I just dropped down to light heavyweight, and I think that my next fight will be at light heavyweight.
Okay, that's interesting. And I know one man did call you out recently, sort of recently, was the former light heavyweight champ, Renier de Ridder. He wanted a Muay Thai exhibition fight with you.
He wanted to do an exhibition fight. Actually, he said he just wanted to fight me, and he said he wouldn't mind even doing it in a kickboxing rule or any rule. So, well, anything's possible.
If you were to do MMA, what are you thinking? Would you want to go for that belt there in light heavyweight, given that the man holding it just viciously knocked out de Ridder and Anatoly Malakin?
Yeah, I mean, but he's not at light heavyweight. He's at heavyweight. If I'm at light heavyweight, probably not going to see him. But still, light heavyweight is filled with big talent, and de Ridder himself, he's an amazing athlete. I'm sure he will return to face Atkin again, and I mean, a fight is a fight, so anything is possible.
Yeah, that was a very scary knockout in Manila. He actually just spoke to my colleague Tom Taylor, and he said he wants that rematch in 2023. I know he wants that rematch. But how can he do anything different, do you think? Yeah,
I don't see it happening. I'm thinking because Malakin is not just good at striking, he's also, he's also good. He's a good wrestler, and he's, so he works well on the ground. So, yeah.
All right, well, enough about them. Let's talk about you, because I've always wanted to get into your backstory. I've always wondered how you came to Hong Kong, how you got into this one championship, and how you got into martial arts. That's quite a broad question. But
it's a broad question. I think if you want to get there, it's really long. I mean, I started when I was really young. It was a good story for me. I mean, I started when I was 6 years old, and 5, 6 years old, I was at school, I got bullied, I went home, I went home and I was like crying, and my mom was there, and I got to tell her that, this is what happened at school, and I was expecting her to come with me at school and maybe, help me or, punish, these boys who were after me, and my mom told me, and that's what I never, forgot. She told me, you're gonna have to man up. You're gonna have to learn how to, stand up for yourself. You have to learn how to defend yourself, and you have to use what you have. And what do you have? And I was looking at her like, what do I have? I'm just a kid. She said, but you have your nails, you have your teeth, so you have to scratch if you need, if you have to bite if you need to, you have to scream if you need to, but you have to do something. So you have to stand up for yourself, use your nails, use your teeth, scream, do something. But you never back up, you have to stand there and face it, okay? So you have to go back there and stand up for yourself. She told me that, and I think I even burst out crying even more because I didn't know what she meant. I went back to school. Of course, we were just kids, so nothing happened. But that was the start of a martial art career. Then the next day, she took me to a gym, and that's when I started with judo.
And then you eventually got into the striking, kickboxing, Muay Thai.
I started with judo. I improved very quickly, and I wanted to strike. I couldn't stop moving my feet and my hands, so I was watching my brother doing karate, so I joined the karate. Very quickly, I won a tournament, local tournament, national tournament, regional tournament, and I improved to kickboxing. I did French savate, and then kickboxing. I became African champion. Then I went to be, I wanted to be world champion. So I started traveling the world. I got to Thailand. I fought maybe a handful of fights there, and I won all by knockout. I was, really, powerful, really fast, and really keen. I was really hungry. And he earned me the nickname the Panther. I think a local newspaper talk about this guy who was like quite muscular but quite flexible, quite agile, and quite powerful, kind of like the Panther, and they called me the Black Panther, and that's when the nickname stuck, and that's when I went about it, and a sponsor met me in Thailand and brought me to Hong Kong. We came to Hong Kong for 2 weeks and never stopped.
When was this? What year?
That was in 2000. Yeah.
So Hong Kong just immediately felt like home to you?
Yeah, just like home. I just came and, they didn't want me to go back. They extended a month, they extended 2 months. And I just keep meeting and keep having opportunity, and it just never stopped.
And you run your own gym called Impact in Sheungwan, right?
Yeah. And then, a few years later, I opened my own gym, Impact, which has been there for, all this time.
Yeah, and I know you struggled during the pandemic to keep the gym alive.
Just like everyone else.
Everyone was struggling, but how proud are you that it's still standing there as one of the
I'm very proud. We moved location, but we are still here, and I'm very proud that we managed to hang in there, because it was really tough, not just for me, but for a lot of people, a lot of gym owner, a lot of business. We had a lot of clients who left Hong Kong, so yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about how the opportunity with One Championship came about. It was 2013.
It was 2013. I got an email for One Championship, and they poached me. And at that time, I just stopped fighting kickboxing. I thought I won the World Championship in kickboxing already a few times, and I think I achieved the goal that I set, ahead of me. And I thought, okay, that's it. I don't need to do that anymore. I achieved being a world champion a few times, so I'm okay. I'm okay to stop now. I have a center, and I'm gonna trail and thrive with my center. I'm gonna, teach people. I'm gonna do seminars. I'm gonna travel, and I'm gonna train myself. And that's what I set, for me. But then when One Championship approached me, I think they convinced me with the package. It was very interesting. The money was, quite, outstanding. So yeah, I took it.
Yeah, and it's brought you all over Southeast Asia, hasn't it?
And it was a big challenge because, the jiu-jitsu side of the thing, I wasn't really, good at it, and I love striking that much. So I didn't know how I was going to fit in MMA. But the most important thing is that I'm always keen. A good challenge is always, very exciting. And I'm not scared of a challenge. I love it. I think that's what makes you grow. That's what makes you, evolve. Taking up a good challenge. And so, I took it, and I don't regret it. It was an amazing adventure, and I'm very grateful to One Championship and to, for that opportunity.
Yeah, you've had some really fun fights there. Fought some really big names.
Yeah.
Alain Ngalani, former middleweight, light heavyweight champion. I think you fought him in Myanmar. Is that right? In Yangon.
Yeah.
How crazy was that reception?
It was crazy.
Going into the lion's den.
It was crazy. I remember when I arrived in Myanmar, I went to eat at a restaurant, and the owner came and he said that you are the opponent of Alain Ngalani, and I said yes. He said I'm not even sure I shouldn't be serving you here in my restaurant. That's how crazy it was. He said, I'm not even sure I shouldn't be serving you here in my restaurant, but I've got people in Hong Kong who called me and said that you were coming here, and then I was happy to host you, and I'm taking a risk. But and he said, I'm gonna come and to watch the fight tomorrow in the stadium, but I have to be honest with you, I'm not gonna be able to support you. I'm not going to shout your name. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to act like I don't know you because I'm scared of being lynched. Like, he's scared of being lynched. The crowd was crazy. It was crazy. People even told me that, dude, if you win that fight, we're probably going to come here. We're not going to come here alive. So it was really the atmosphere, the feeling. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I think, that was the first time I actually came across you, because my former freelancer, he still does some stuff for us. You might know him, Matthew Scott, was there for SCMP. Yeah. He filed a story on you received all these death threats at the open weigh-ins.
People send me, messages, email, and private message, and saying that we're gonna kill you, we're gonna stab you in Myanmar, and that was fighting Alain Ngalani. Yeah, it was crazy.
Very crazy, but passionate as well, and the atmosphere is maybe unrivaled, in One Championship, and it's quite sad. Maybe they're not going to be going back there, it seems. Yeah,
with the political situation now, it's quite sad. But Myanmar is definitely one of my favorite places. I really enjoy being there. The fan was really passionate. They were crazy, but really passionate, and truthfully really nice. I met, wherever I go, people recognize me, and it was always like really happy.
You've had a few other fun fights. I think the fastest knockout ever in heavyweight history in one as well, wasn't it? 7 seconds.
Yeah, the fastest knockout. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad we don't have any B-roll of it, but maybe I'll edit some of that into this later if I can get the footage from one. But also, you fought Rug. That was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Umar Kane in Singapore, but that was behind closed doors. What was it like fighting in an empty arena, no fans? You know, was it something different for you? Did you draw off the energy of the fans a bit more?
It was a bit weird. It was weird because, you know, I never done that before. You know, you're always used to having like a big crowd and you know, having that vibe, you know, the heat, you know, and seeing people, you see like the place completely fill. So it was totally different. It was closed door. It's just you and your opponent, the referee, and then maybe the cameraman on the side, and that was it. And your corner, of course. But yeah, it was weird. But it was an experience.
Yeah, and then I think the Namo fight was also behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Has it made you want to get back into the One Championship circle now because fans are back and there's more fight cards now? We got Lumpini as well in Bangkok every Friday. Is that something you'd like to do, maybe go into Bangkok?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love Bangkok. I've been to Bangkok. I fought in Bangkok so many times. It's always started in Bangkok, and you know, it's always great to go there. I mean, Bangkok is is kind of the fight capital, and I mean, the fans, they know how to do it in Bangkok. So it's crazy over there.
If you had to choose one location for your next fight, what do you want? Manila, Tokyo, perhaps Singapore, or into Thailand, Indonesia?
I love Jakarta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in Jakarta. Yeah, it's always I've always been lucky there. I would love to go back to Jakarta. Yeah.
Well, the one was meant to be there in February, but it then moved to Bangkok.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can figure that one out, because I've never been to a One Championship show in Jakarta, actually. So
yeah.
You got to tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, I did like one of the best fights, you know, was one of the most, I think my fight against Mahmoud Hassan, where I won with the spinning back kick, was in Jakarta. It was electric. It was amazing. I can never forget that, you know. It was amazing.
Well, hopefully, yeah. As I said, never been. I've only been following since 2019, so I'm a bit of a latecomer to One Championship. Yeah. But yeah, as I said earlier, you've been there since 2013. What's it like seeing the way the company's grown over the last 11 years now? I think it is. It's gone from a startup to something, you know, huge now. It's on Prime Video in Amazon in the US and Canada.
Yeah.
They've got huge TV deals now in Brazil with Globo, and it just seems to be growing and growing. Yeah. Big sponsors coming aboard now, Monster Energy. What's it like for you being one of those OGs?
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I love One. I love what they stand for. I love Chatri. He's such a cool boss. I mean, he messaged me, he called me. He's amazing. I mean, to do that, you know, I know he's really busy and he always take the time to reach out to the athlete. And you know, you feel like he's always, you know, close to you. He's always there. You know, you can you know, reach out to him very quickly, very easily. So, and that's something you know, that's, you know, respectable. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you've been one of their biggest stars on social media as well. They always tell me anything they post of you does crazy numbers. The content, they love it. They're asking me to interview you all the time as well. What's it like having that kind of popular fan base as well? Because
I knew that, and I think the fan react, you know, really well with me. My presence, whether it's in the ring or out, has always been like really popular. And
the insane physique.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm grateful for that. You know, everywhere I go, when I'm traveling, whether I'm going to Thailand or wherever in Asia, people recognize me at the airport or everywhere. You know, I'm a One Championship athlete, and that's amazing, right? That's cool. You know, you get to interact with people on the plane or anywhere else. That's really cool. You know, I'm someone who is grateful. So, you know, I don't take it lightly. I'm always, you know, willing to shake a hand or to take a picture, and it's amazing. It's cool.
Yeah, very inspirational guy. I remember during the pandemic, I think I got extremely fat and out of shape because the gym's closed. But you didn't let it stop you. You were in the park every day. Yeah. You were improvising. You were showing people on your social media that just because the gym's closed doesn't have to stop you being fit, right?
Yeah, I think I take it. My approach is simple. I think it's a lifestyle. So, you know, a lot of the athletes wait to have an announcement of a fight to be in shape, to start training or to be in shape. And for me, this is my lifestyle. This is what I decided to do, and this is what I'm doing. So I'm always in shape. So if one call me, whenever they call, I've always been ready for a fight, anytime, anywhere. Because, you know, training is just part of my life. You know, you gotta be into it. You gotta do it, you know, 100% or 200%. You gotta be, you know, you gotta adopt it as a lifestyle. So you incorporate it into everything that you do. If you wake up in the morning or if you drink your water every day, I say, if you drink your water every day, you eat every day, you sleep every day, you train every day. You know, it doesn't have to be hardcore training. It doesn't have to be, you know, like a crazy training. It could be anything. It could be a 5-minute stretching. It could be a 10-minute stretching. It could be, you know, anything small. Yeah.
What do you think? Maybe they should do a Hong Kong version of Physical 100. Would you be
exactly? You
could be like Sexy Amber. Were you watching it?
Yes, of course I was watching it. Yeah,
he did really well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did very well. I'm very proud of him.
Penultimate challenge. I actually just interviewed him a few days ago, so look out for that, everyone, on scmp.com/martial arts. But we're here with Alain Ngalani. So I also wanted to ask you about a viral moment for you that went big on the internet in talking about masks. You know, it's very timely. We've just dropped masks in Hong Kong after 3 years, finally. But you had a video on the MTR, which is our subway underground train, where I think someone got on the train without a mask and you stopped him sitting down by doing a split. I won't reenact it here. I might damage myself. But yeah, that was fun. I remember it.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, doing the split has always been my signature move. You know, I like to do the split. I think that, you know, like convincing or, you know, making sure that I could do the split anytime, whether you wake me up at in the middle of the night or you catch me up in the middle of the day, I could do the split anytime. But the reason for me of keeping on doing the split is just to keep myself in check. I just think that if you are strong, if you are flexible, and for me, being strong and being flexible is key. So this is my goal. So I want to be strong and flexible, you know, at all time. And I think that you will have a good health if you maintain, you know, such a habit, right? So keeping myself flexible and strong is the key, and doing the split is one way of making sure that I keep myself flexible and strong. So I make sure I make sure that I could do the split anytime, in the middle of the night or during the day, at any time, and that remind me that I'm doing good. So
I think you designed a workout using only a chair as well, didn't you?
Yeah. To be able to keep that flexibility and do the split. And so whenever I have a chance, that split is going to come handy.
What's it like for you now with the mask mandate off? It's finally kind of the end of all the COVID restrictions in Hong Kong. It's been a tough 3 years, hasn't it? Especially for a gym owner. But yeah, personally, just looking back on that time, it was tough, wasn't it, for everyone?
It was really tough. I mean, I'm really happy that Hong Kong managed to, you know, come out of it, and now we walk around, we are mask free and COVID free, and it's just like it never happened, right? So sometimes, you know, we talk about it, and I'm like, I feel like it never happened. Like you just woke up from a dream, like a nightmare. You see what I mean? I was in just the weekend. We were in we were in the festival.
Oh, Clock and Fly.
The Clock and Fly, the festival, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm the only person who didn't go.
And it was amazing. Like the whole of Hong Kong, thousands of people were there, and we all together and having fun, you know, singing and watching the performance, and it was amazing, right? It was good, and this is the Hong Kong that we want to see. So I'm glad that things are getting back, you know, and that thing are resuming, you know, naturally. And this is the way it should be.
Yeah,
so
Hong Kong 7's coming up.
Hong Kong 7 is coming up.
You're going to be there?
So definitely. So I'll catch you there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some sort of MMA events or martial arts come back.
Yeah, in Hong Kong, right? So I don't know. Let's see.
What do you think if one come back? I know they've done Macau before.
They've done Macau, but not Hong Kong. And I remember years back, Chatri was telling me, we're going to do Hong Kong, you're going to headline Hong Kong. What do you think about Hong Kong? And we were talking about it a few years, years back. And for some reason, Hong Kong was never became an option, or it never became, a place for one. But instead, they moved to Singapore. I don't know if it was because of the stadium here. I don't know. But we talked about it at one stage. Chatri.
Did they have an arena or stadium in mind? Maybe the Queen Elizabeth in Wanchai?
Yeah, I don't think Queen Elizabeth is big enough. Yeah, I think it would have been, at the Asia Expo.
Okay. Well, I would love to see it, Chatri, if you're listening. Please come to Hong Kong. It would be really fun for me. And a lot cheaper. I wouldn't have to fly. Yeah. But I'll be going to Singapore in a few weeks, couple of weeks, I think, which I guess brings me to this question. We're going to wrap it up a bit, not too long now. I don't want to keep you, Mr. Panther. I know you're a busy schedule. But these two guys here. Arjan Bhullar, the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Anatoly Malikin, the interim heavyweight champion. This fight is about a year and a half maybe in the making. So much drama. Bhullar has pulled out of the fight, I think, once or twice. That's why he had a contract dispute with one. That's why they made the interim title. So finally going to see these two fight in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. What do you think? Who's going to come out on top?
I think Malikin is going to get it. I mean, Malikin has been very active. Arjan hasn't been active, and honestly, I don't see how he's going to stop Malikin.
Yeah, Malikin's got that scary power, hasn't he? And he's like a tree. You can't see.
No, I'm just like the fact that he's a well-rounded fighter. He's not just a wrestler. He is a striker and a wrestler. So when someone is a striker and a wrestler, he has like chances are on his side. Yeah.
What do you think of Bhullar? Because some fans seem to think he's been ducking Malikin or running away. Do you believe that he just had a series of injuries and circumstances? As a fighter, do you fight Martin Nguyen? You know him as well. He told me in Bangkok last week, fighters fight. It doesn't matter if they change my opponent on 2 days before the fight, 1 day before. I'm here to fight. What's your mentality as a martial artist?
That's such a fighter statement. But he's right, fighter fight. But I'm not going to jump into the polemic. He has his reason. I'm not going to, I'm not going to judge his polemic, his excuses or whatever, his reason. I'm just going to say, he's finally there. Normally, if a champion is away for that long, he should be stripped. I think normally he should have been stripped. But one, wanted to keep him for one reason or another. Fine, he's there, and so he has to fight Malikin. And if he doesn't, he should be just stripped. Simply, he's right when Martin said that fighter fight. So how can you be a champion and stay inactive for 2-3 years? How do you? I don't know. How do you make money? I mean, you're a fighter, right? So fighter fight. But I'm staying on my line. Yeah.
Well, what about these two? They're not in your division, really. We got Superlek and Rodtang for Superlek's kickboxing title, flyweight. How do you think that's going to go?
That is one crazy fight there.
It is.
Yeah. But Rodtang, I'm just not sure how he's going to be dethroned. I'm just not sure how he's going to do to beat him. Right. But that is one hell of a fight.
It is. Yeah. And also, Janet Todd there and Alicia Rodriguez are going to unify their belts, the atomweight kickboxing belts. Or is it the Muay Thai? So, the Muay Thai belts, because Todd also has a kickboxing belt. But how do you see that one going to go? I was in Manila when they were going to fight, and then Janet got COVID 2 days before the fight, so it was a shame. But I'm glad they're finally going to do it. How do you see it going?
Well, Rodriguez, she actually gave birth. She went away. She gave birth, right? I think she went away. She gave birth. She came back. I think she won the belt. Then she got pregnant. She went away. She gave birth. And she's back now fighting. She's amazing. She's amazing. That's also a tough fight. I mean, she's my friend. She's a good fighter. But that's a tough fight. I'm not sure. Rodriguez is a tough fighter.
Yeah.
Her ascendance to the title shot and to get the title, for me, really, that is crazy. And for her to go away, give birth, and come back, that's just unreal. That's unreal.
It is.
It's crazy.
And I think you're friends as well with Anissa Mixon, who wants to fight Janet.
Who wanted to fight Janet, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I didn't want to start her, but Anissa, she's such an amazing athlete,
she is
an amazing
the best,
person.
I
just feel so sad that that she left. I really feel sad, and I just think I'm a bit on the edge with it. With one, I thought they would have kept her. She's such a good fighter. She's such a good fighter. I mean, how many times world champion and glory fighter? She's amazing, unbeaten, and I mean, they should have kept her. I think Anissa and Todd, a fight between them would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Anissa think that they've been protecting Todd all this time and hiding her away from her, because Anissa say, all I'm asking is to fight the champion, and I know I'm going to beat her. And she said, I know I'm going to beat her, and I deserve to beat her. All the fighters that they put in front of me, I beat them in less than, I never went to decision. I beat them easily. And then what they give me is and she say, those are not my level. I won the champion and I'm going to beat her.
Yeah.
But it never happened, and finally she decided to leave because she think that they don't give her the respect that she deserves. I think I love her as an athlete. She's an amazing fighter, and I wish one could reconsider and reach back out to her and get her back into the stage.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you think we may still see it?
I think we might still see her. Yeah. I think one has the mean and the power to take her back. I think if they give her, all she wants is to fight. Like Martin said, a fighter fight. All she wants is to fight, and we know that she's capable. She's an amazing athlete, and all she wants is to fight. And all one is to have good fighter and having a good show. She can give that. She can deliver that. I think one has the possibility and they have the power and the mean to get her back, and I think that's what they should do.
Well, she was going to fight Stamp Fairtex, wasn't she, in a mixed rules bout in January? Is that something you'd ever consider, MMA and Muay Thai? Yeah,
Chatri already spoke to me about it. I think he wanted me to do a rule between me and one of the BJJ Phenom, and we do a mixed rule so that we're doing striking, then we move to. That's something that I could do. I wouldn't mind. But Anissa just didn't like the fact that there will be no decision.
Yeah.
She wants to fight to win. She's a fighter. She wants to fight to win, and I kind of understand that. And if she said that, she explained that they didn't tell her when she signed the contract, they didn't tell her that they weren't going to be a winner. So, she didn't agree with that. And I kind of understand that. It's a bit, it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, it's caused a lot of drama, hasn't it? And
But I think that no matter the drama, I think one can still get her back in because she's a great athlete.
Yeah. Let's hope they figure it out. I really want to see it. I guess the other hot topic, if we could finish on that, is just, hydration testing is back in the news. What do you think about the hydration system with ONE? Are you a fan of it?
I'm a fan of it. Yeah. I think ONE is one of the first company to bring it into the game. I'm not sure what other company does it, but I think it's very good. And it brings the fighter, it safeguards the fighter. Asking fighter to fight at their weight, close to their weight, it's the best thing to do, right? You don't want to take any risk. You see how fighter, they go for the weigh-in and during the weigh-in they collapse, they faint, they pass out because they're trying to lose weight so hard that they completely dehydrate themselves. I think it's a good way to encourage people to stay, at their weight, or close to their weight.
All right. Well, I've taken up enough of your time, but just tell me what's next for you then in the world of Mr. Ngalani. What is going on? You've just come back from, I think, Texas as well before Singapore. So you've been traveling a lot. You're going to be staying in Hong Kong for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of podcasts. I'm traveling around and doing a lot of seminars. I'm also working with Gym Aesthetic, and we're doing a lot of work with inviting people, and we do a lot of work with fitness. So inviting people into exercising and being healthy is my mission. So I'm trying to keep people healthy, keeping them to exercise and to take it into their daily habit. So exercising is not something that you do because you just want to lose weight or because you just want to reach a goal. You have to take it as a lifestyle. So, including to your lifestyle and be healthy. So that's what we're trying to do. So my mission is with Gym Aesthetic to reach out to as many people as I can and motivate them, encourage them to pick on something, but stay active.
All right. That sounds good to me. Well, it's been a pleasure to finally do this. Yeah, I'm sure we may do it again. Hopefully, in a fight week, we can interview you before and after. What are we thinking, May, or is that too soon? Yeah.
So I'm thinking that as soon as they announce, I'm sure they're going to reach out to you and say, get back Alain and get in an interview with him very quickly. And so hopefully we're going to be talking soon then.
Yeah, I think always one of the most fun people to watch in the One Championship Circle and to speak to. Alain Ngalani, thank you so much for coming into the studio. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.